So good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to revise with you people HTML fundamentals, right? I'll be discussing all the tags, basic as well as formatting tags of HTML. Let us start with the basic tags of HTML. Basic tags, or what you called is structural tags. There are four basic tags: HTML, head, title, and body. These are the four basic or the structural tags of HTML. The first tag is HTML tag. HTML tag is a tag that marks the beginning and the ending of HTML document. It has nothing to do with the appearance, right? But the main role of this tag is it conveys the browser, it gives information to the browser that the page that has been displayed is a HTML page. It just marks the start and the end of the web page, right? The second basic tag is head tag. Head tag provides information about the script, the style definitions you have used, the description you have used, plus it includes the title tag. Title tag is a tag that displays the title of the web page, and this tag is enclosed inside the head tag. Clear? The title tag will display the title of the web page. It will specify the title of the web page. The title of the web page will not be shown in the web page. It will not be a part of the web page. Rather, it will be displayed in the title bar of the browser window. It will be displayed in the title bar of the browser window. It won't be displayed inside the web page, right? And title tag is always enclosed inside the head tag. Now the body tag. What role the body tags plays? It is the main tag. It includes all the contents of the web page. The entire content of the web page is included inside the body tag. It is the main tag. All the formatting tags, whichever formatting tags you will use inside your web page, those formatting tags will be included inside the body tag, right? HTML tag takes one attribute that is called language. That is called language attribute, which is written as lang. The lang stands for language, right? That is called direction, left to right or right to left. Okay. So lang attribute of HR specifies the language that you are going to use in your HTML document, right? English, French, or Hindi, or German, whatever. So coding has been given to each language, like EN stands for English, FR stands for French, HI stands for Hindi. Clear? Now let us revise in detail the body tag. As I told you that body tag is a tag that includes all the contents of the web page. All the formatting tags are included inside the body tag. So body tag is the main tag, and body tag has various attributes. Now the term comes attributes. If I ask you to define attribute, how can you define attribute? Attribute is the property that specifies extra information about the tag. Right? Tag is a keyword. Tag is a keyword. It specifies the formatting plus the content that is to be displayed. Attribute are the properties which are included inside the opening tag. Attributes are always written inside the opening tag, not inside the closing tag. And they convey extra information about the tag. To make more easy, you can say it states the properties of the tag. So what are the attributes of body tag? BG color, background, A-link, V-link, link, text, top margin, left margin. These are the attributes of the body tag, right? Now, if I ask you to define the attributes in one line, how we can define our attributes? Right? First of all comes your BG color attribute. How to define an attribute? What is expected from you people in the pre-boards and the boards? BG color attribute stands for background color. It is the attribute of body tag which specifies the color to be displayed in the background of the web page. BG color stands for background color. It is the attribute of body tag that specifies the color to be displayed in the background of the web page. Right? Now suppose you are writing the answer. Many of you will write BG color specifies the color in the background. This is not an appropriate definition. No marks will be given for that. Your answer should clearly reflect the meaning to the examiner. Don't just write the narrow or the very short definitions. Right? Next is background. The background attribute of body tag is used to insert or display an image in the background of the web page. Right? The background attribute of body tag is used to display an image in the background of the web page. Then comes three attributes which are connected with hyperlinks. First is link, then is V-link, then is your A-link, right? Now, link means the color of the hyperlink. The color of the hyperlink. And what is hyperlink? Hyperlink is highlighted word or a text which you click and it takes you to another web page, right? So link specifies the color of the hyperlink used in the web page, right? V-link. V-link stands for visited link. It signifies or specifies the color of the link that you have recently visited. or the color of the link which you have already visited is known as V link. And A link. A link stands for active link. It specifies the color of the link which is currently being clicked. The link which is currently being clicked is known as active link. Right? Now, what are the default colors of all the three attributes? The default color of link is blue. The default color of V link is purple. And the default color of active link is red. You can change the color. In your 5 marks web page question, there may be an instruction regarding the links. That A link is of pink color, V link is of green color, link is of maroon color. That time you will use those colors, right? But the default colors are A link is red, V link is purple, and link is blue. Now, how to give the command for the links in the body tag? Suppose you get 1 mark question that write an HTML command to specify the color of the links, and you have been provided with all the colors. So how to write the command? Body tag, A link, I am giving the color green. V link, I am giving the color pink. And link, I am giving the color yellow. So all the three attributes, they are included inside the body tag. Clear? And remember one thing, there is always space between the tag and the attribute. And when you write one attribute, then you start another attribute, then also there is a space. In what condition your marks will be cancelled? If you are writing, if you are giving no space between the tag and the attribute. Right? So be very careful with these minor points. Now suppose I say write an HTML command to display the color red in the background of the web page. So what you will write? Body tag bg color equal to red. Clear? One thing more. You cannot include bg color as well as background in one body command. Either you take bg color, either you take background attribute. Clear? Your next tag is your heading elements tag. This n specifies any number from 1 to 6. Generally, when you want to give prominent headings, you want to display headings in the bigger size, or you want to emphasize on the heading part, the headings that you take at the beginning of the chapter whatsoever, we prefer heading elements tag. The highest heading element tag is H1. The lowest heading element is H6. As the number increases, the size of the text decreases. For example, if I am writing any word in H1, suppose I am writing school. So in H1, it is like this. But when it comes to H6, it will be like this. Right? And so many times in the pre-board this blank has come. Dash is the highest heading element and dash is the lowest heading element. H1 is the highest, H6 is the lowest. Now the problem which can arise here. Suppose you get a blank, dash is the largest heading element. All of you know the answer H1 and many of you write like this. It will give you half mark because it is a tag and tag is always enclosed in angle brackets. For pre-boards and boards, keep these points in your mind. These minor things can result in reduction of your marks. Whenever you are writing tag, any of the answer, whether definition, whether any blank, you have to specify the tags within the angle bracket. Suppose you get one definition, define cell spacing. Cell spacing is an attribute of table tag. Then also you have to write table within the angle brackets. Right? Clear? So heading elements also has one attribute that is called align. And the align attribute of heading tag can take values left, right, center, or justify. Suppose I want to display my heading in the center of the page. You have two options. Suppose the heading is cyber ethics. So first option is you take H1 tag, you take center tag separately, and you write your heading and you close the center tag. Finally, you close the heading element tag. This is the one option. Second alternative, you write H1 tag, take the align attribute inside the opening H1 tag, give the value center, and write your heading over here. And finally close your H1 tag. So you have two methods, two options in order to specify the heading in the web page. You can use either of them. But heading elements, they have only and only one attribute that is called align. Right? No other attribute is included inside the heading element. Clear? Now the concept comes type of tags. There are two types of tags. One is container tag. Second one is empty tag. One concept I would like to tell you here. This is P, paragraph tag. This is a tag. I write some lines over here. I close this tag. This is a tag, opening tag. This is the closing tag, what you call start tag or on tag. And what you say is off tag. And this is the content. So diagrammatically, I have opening tag, I have the content, and I have the ending tag. This individual is a tag, but together, this complete structure together is known as element. I discuss one question with you all. Name three parts of an element. Three parts of an element are opening tag or the start tag, the content of the tag. Content means the value, the data that you write between the opening and the closing. Like just I write here H1 cyber ethics, H1 closes. H1 is the start tag, cyber ethics is the content, H1 closing is the end tag. So this complete structure is a element. Individual, it is a tag, but as a broader sense, as collectively, it is known as element. Clear? So tags are of two types: container tags, empty tags. Container tags are those tags that has both opening plus closing tag. All the structural tags, all the basic tags are container tags, right? Like for example, HTML, container tag, head tag, container tag, body tag, container tag, H1, H2, H3, all the heading elements, container tag, paragraph tag, container tag, center tag, container tag. Because all these tags, they have opening tag as well as the closing tag. Empty tags are those tags which only have opening but no closing. Only opening tag is there, but there is no closing tag. So that is why empty tags are also given one more name, that is called void element or void tag. Another name of empty element is void tag, because they have only opening but not closing. So what are the examples of empty tag? BR, HR, IMG, your image tag, LI, list item tag. It is also an empty tag. The tag that you take inside the order list and unordered list. Clear? Up till here lecture is clear? Now let us discuss the role of another formatting tag that is called HR. HR stands for horizontal rule. Now what actually is the role of HR? HR means a tag that divides your web page into different sections. It divides your web page into different sections by drawing a horizontal line across the full width of the screen. Clear? A tag that is used to divide your web page across the full width of the screen. That is called HR. It is empty tag. And what are the attributes of HR? Align, size, width, color, and no shade. No shade attribute. Align attribute of HR means you are setting the alignment of the line. Suppose you have a web page in which HR is given. One HR is covering the complete length of the web page, complete area of the web page. Another one is just covering this much portion. So that time you will take align attribute because here the HR is not covering the entire width of the screen. It is covering very less portion of the screen. Clear? Size, the thickness of the HR. Like suppose this is the HR, this projector window is HR, right? This refers to the size, how much it is thick. Clear? If I say thickness of HR is 3, thickness of HR is 3, by that I mean the size of HR is 3. How much it is thick in size, not the length. Now if I say the length of HR is 300. Now length means the area that it is covering, the complete area that it is covering across the width of the blackboard. As per the present structure, your projector window is not covering the full blackboard area. Some portion left from here, some portion left from there. So the length of HR means the width of HR. Again, I repeat my two lines. Thickness of HR is 3, length of HR is 300. Means thickness means size, length means the width, the area that it will cover across the full width of the screen. Right? Now comes color. What color you want to give to your HR? This attribute will specify the color in which the horizontal line will be displayed. It can be red, it can be blue, it can be green, whatever color you will specify. Now suppose I am not giving any attribute. I am just writing HR. I am not mentioning any of the attribute. I am just writing HR. What will happen? It will draw a dim silver type line across the full width of the screen. No color will be displayed. It will be a dim gray type line that will be drawn across the full width of the screen. So by default, it covers the full length. Clear? Next comes no shade. How to write no shade attribute? You don't have to give any value while giving the no shade. Just write no shade. Just write no shade. You don't have to give any value while providing the no shade attribute. It will display a dim gray line across the width of the web page. No color will be displayed. Clear? When you want to give 3D HR, three-dimensional 3D HR, you give the color attribute. When you want to give 2D HR, you provide the no shade attribute. Clear? Online class, am I clear? All right. Your next tab, list tab. List actually means the arrangement of items either in random or in a particular sequence. Right? There are 3 types of list available in HTML. Unordered list, order list, third one is definition list. Clear? 3 lists available in HTML are unordered list. Unordered list is also known as bulleted list. Another name for unordered list is bulleted list. Ordered list is known as numbered list. Clear? And definition list, no specific name has been given to it. So it is known by its own name only, that is called definition list. Clear? Now let us discuss in detail unordered list. Unordered list, I told you, known as bulleted list. So that means when items are displayed, the items are displayed in form of bullets, right? Items are displayed in form of bullets. And three bullets that are used are disc, square, and circle. Three type of bullets that are displayed in UL list are disc, square, and circle. Disc means solid dark circle. And this is the default value of type attribute of unordered list. Square means a small square. And circle means just a small circle with no shaded portion. Whatever bullet you want to use, you specify that bullet inside the type attribute of UL tag. I am giving disc over here. If I simply write UL, these two statements are exactly the same. Because the default value of type is also disc in the case of UL. So if I write either of the two statements, I mean the same. Clear? Suppose you have been given that the structure that is given the list, they are having disc. So you can write like this also. Because by default value is disc. But if the value is square or circle, then particularly you have to mention the type attribute and you have to specify the value square or circle. Am I clear? So what are the main features of unordered list? Firstly, the items are not arranged in proper sequence. Not arranged in proper sequence. No proper order is followed. In any of the way you can write the options, no specific order is followed. And items are displayed in form of bullets. Clear? And it contains only one attribute, that is called type. Got it? Now next, moving over to ordered list. Ordered list means the list where a particular or a specific order is followed. A particular or a specific order is followed. That is called your ordered list. Right? Another name already I told you, numbered list. Now it also has the type attribute, but the type attribute in the case of ordered list contains different type of values, capital ABC, small ABC, 1, 2, 3. This is the default value. Right? Small Roman. And last, capital Roman. Clear? Whatever formatting you want for your list, write the first letter of that structure in the type attribute. Suppose I want capital ABC, so I will write type equal to capital A. If I want to write small ABC, so I will write small a over here. Suppose you want to give in 1, 2, 3 form. Either you write 1 over here, either you just write OL. Either you just write OL. Because by default, the list will be displayed in 1, 2, 3 form. But one special feature is included in order list. Suppose you want to display the list in capital ABC, but you want that list should start with the letter D. I mean the starting element should have D, E, F, and G. You want to have ABC as the formatting of the list, but you don't want to start the list with A. You want to start the list with D. So what you will do, OL type equal to A, take a special attribute called start and give the value in numeric form of the corresponding letter. A is 1, B 2, C 3, D 4. So write here 4. And start attribute is only and only available in order list, not in unordered list. Clear? So what will happen now? Whatever list is being displayed, it will be displayed taking into consideration the capital ABC, but the starting character will be corresponding to the value that has been taken inside the start attribute, that is called D. Because value is 4 here. If you write 5 here, the first will be E. Right? If I write 6 over here, so it will be F. It can come as MCQ also, that corresponding to the value given in the start attribute, what will be the first character displayed in the list? What will be the numbering of the first item in the list? Clear? So I stop my lecture over here.